Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Rather, and I'm joined by Monica Monsoon, multi-time Emmy Award nominee. Is it multi or just one?
It's just one.
Oh, okay. Well,
one-time nominee.
Let it be said, let it happen, or whatever the saying is.
Oh, I like that. Put it out there.
Yeah, so it is said, so it'll happen. Anyways, today we have a friend, Ben Schwartz, who Monica has her own experience with him, which is going to be majorly titillating to hear. And then I know him because Kristen was on a show with him for years, House of Lies, and he's just a lovely, incredibly talented, super funny actor, comedian, writer, director, and producer. You probably fell in love with him on Parks and Recreation. He was on House of Lies, and he's got a great live show, Middleditch and Schwartz. Middleditch and Schwartz. Why can't I say it?
It's hard
What
to
is
say.
it?
Middleditch and Schwartz.
Middleditch and, yeah.
It's a tongue twisty.
Middle Tits and Schnartz. Middle Tits and Schwanz, which is a great live show, and it is on Netflix. But he is here today to talk about Flora and Ulysses, which is an imaginative and creative 10-year-old cynic. Never could have predicted that her little squirrel would be born anew as a superhero and have the uncanny knack for helping her and the lovable but broken people in her life. So check out Flora and Ulysses and enjoy Ben Schwartz. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
How are you guys?
Look how cute your sweater is. It's got splatters.
It's not mine. Someone gave it to me for press.
Well,
oh, yeah, it's nice.
Well, but it's yours.
For the next couple hours, it's mine. Then I put it in a bag and it's no longer.
What a great place to start. So,
Hi, Dax. Hi, Monica. First of all, lovely to see you both.
So lovely to see you.
What a beautiful pleasure this is.
Sometimes we get to talk to one of the good guys.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, so you're on a press junket, and then I just want to know what your thoughts are. So I have a style I'm comfortable with. I've been wearing this virtually the same style since high school. I just changed like how baggy or tight everything is, but virtually it's the same.
Okay.
And then you go on a press junket and I realize, well, you can't wear the same shirt at every one of these things. And then it's stressful. And then they recommend maybe someone comes and helps you. And then they do that. And then my experience is like, I only like 1 in 30 things. And then I end up wearing things that everyone's saying you look fantastic and I feel ridiculous in.
Right.
But I go with it. And I just want to know your whole wardrobe experience.
A perfect example is this. If I pass this by in a store, and never in a million years would I purchase it. And it's so funny because it's usually those clothes are the ones that we are seen in the most because those are the press tours and those are the ones you're on camera or you're on like a talk show. And like, that's an incredible suit. I was like, I would never buy this because I'd be afraid I'd rip it and then I've lost so much money. I could never do it.
Yes.
And also many times we'll look at stuff and I'll be like, can I just wear like this shirt that I've owned for 40 years? And they're like, yeah. Fine. But I try to take more risks now when I'm doing stuff because if you look at any interview, it looks like I'm wearing the same exact version of a thing in every single one. So it looks like just nothing has changed in my life from like 10 years from now till now.
Yeah, like an archaeologist couldn't actually date it because there's no actual progression.
That's
of
exactly
style.
correct. And what we do is basically for an archaeologist to like say exactly where we are in this time. You know what I mean?
I often fantasize about what those future archaeologists will be saying about me.
Oh my God. Do you have any idea? If you time capsuled your life, Dax and Monica, what's the first thing that you would put in? Like, this item represents me the most.
Wow.
I never thought of that question until this moment. And
What
here
a
we are.
beautiful question.
You know, they say good politicians answer the question they wanted to be asked. The question I want to answer is what the like forensic anthro-osteologist would say when they just saw my skeleton.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think they would think, oh, this guy fell out of really tall places a lot. Like he had some job where he constantly fell out of a tree or off a roof.
Your bones are so broken and put back together.
Yeah, there's so much proof of bone mending that what else would they guess?
Yeah. Just this man loves screws. This man loves to like really fuck himself over, really feel pain.
Monica, but you answered the question
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna
you thought it
answer
was
the real
beautiful. Yeah, and I
question.
will too.
I
Thank you,
can't
Ben.
wait.
We're going to respect the question.
Yeah, and our guests.
The first thing in the time capsule would probably be,
A cookie?
yeah, that's a good one because I stole a lot of cookies when I was little.
Okay.
Or probably my cheerleading rings.
Yeah,
Those are-
yeah.
those
Cheerleading
yeah.
rings? Like,
State champ rings. Two of them.
wow.
Count them.
Mhm.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Ben, do you ever kick yourself? I mean, I understand you're in love now, but do you ever just kick yourself like, God, I was swimming in the same pond as Monica
Oh,
and I
Jesus.
fucking let her get away. If I were you, it would haunt me at night.
Every day. If you had met Monica at a certain time before you met Kristen, it would haunt you for the rest of your life, you think?
Oh, that's when you put it
Yeah,
that
see,
way. It's
he's
really an
really
unanswerable.
twisting
Yeah,
everything.
he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
He's
good.
good.
He's good. But that's too theoretical because I didn't meet Monica before I met Kristen. But you did meet Monica before.
Monica, we didn't get to spend a lot of time together, though.
Yeah. Even then, I mean, I knew you because of UCB, but you didn't know me because of UCB. So I think the first time we really met was probably through Laura, and that would have been post Georgia.
Mhm.
Yeah. But you know, Monica worked at the LA UCB for years.
Franklin.
As an intern?
First an intern, and then I was a house manager there.
Oh my God. Very
Yeah.
exciting, by the way.
I know.
Very
That would be
exciting.
in there. My hoodie would be in the time capsule.
Tell people what a UCB hoodie is because I don't know
So
what that
the
means.
UCB is the Upright Citizens Brigade. It's a theater that I started at in Chelsea, in New York, and then there's one over here in LA, and it's long form improv. And the type of improv, because you're a groundling, sometimes we could talk about the different versions. If the listeners want to know, is game based improv, where like we try to find the game of a scene and we try to hit it, you know. And then how would you describe groundlings? I know people from groundlings say it's more character based improv, but how would you describe it?
Well, there's a bunch of different shows there, just like there are, you know, at UCB. So in general, like a show would have had, the first act would have been like a lot of short, like 3-4 minute improvs.
Right.
Premise driven, right? Where someone's trying to guess something that no one knows, you know, everyone else knows, but that person, whatever. And then a little intermission and then one long form at the end. So that existed. But in a general show, when you would go see a Groundling Saturday night show, you're going to see like probably 12 sketches, and then interspersed will be probably 3 improv sets that are short, sketch length.
Yeah.
And yes, very character driven. That's their preferred method of entering info into a scene.
I feel like quarantine is maybe very nostalgic for things, either from my childhood or from whatever. And one of the questions I was talking about with my friend was, what part of your life was like the most, like, you're like, oh, this was like, I was so happy. This is one of my favorite parts of my life. And it's the beginning of improv. It's not even like playing these. I know you two and I get to tour these incredible places, which is amazing and insane that we get to play Chicago Theater or Carnegie Hall. But starting off an improv and having like your closest friends doing shows, making no money, and then watching like Amy Poehler perform and watching Tina Fey perform and watching, like Ian Robertson. That was some of my favorite moments in my entire life. Going out drinking afterwards and being around like Horatio Sands for the first time, being like, oh my God, Horatio's right there. I remember just having so much fun failing and not being great, but trying to get better and then slowly getting your first real laughs. And that stuff was heaven to me.
I totally agree. There's this like really unique feeling, and it's just so special where it's like you enter this thing with tons of fear and doubt. And then there's this little area where you're like, oh my gosh, I think I might be able to do this.
That's right. That's
and
exactly
on some
right.
nights I do, and then on other nights I suck. And then that wave of that is really euphoric.
Because you also feel like a complete failure sometimes. If a show goes terribly, you're like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough to do this.
Yeah. I've chosen the wrong path.
That's exactly right. And then there's moments where like someone will come up afterwards that you don't know. It's not a friend that's at a show, and they'll say something kind about your performance, and you will be flying on cloud nine.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. What a great point. People have told me nice things on the street about movies I'm in, but it had never felt like when someone would say like they had seen me at the Groundlings and then they brought it up, it was like, wait, yeah, it's so unique and fun.
Yeah. And they didn't even know you back then. You know what I mean? You weren't on Punk Date or anything like that. It's a very like, I think you're funny, man. And you're like, oh my God, what? It's a very exciting feeling.
It is.
It's such an insular world, though. Like, it's so funny when I think back on, like, a lot of those moments for me were in class. And the teachers, like Fernie or Eugene, and it's like, oh my
Gene.
God, yeah, Dax is really jealous of Eugene.
Eugene Cordero is one of the most incredible human beings and funny. When I used to make short films, I put him in every single one of my short films because I just thought he was the funniest person in the world.
Yeah, I'm going to kill him.
Is.
Yeah, I call him Mean Gene Cordell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you understand
of
why.
course. Yeah, Mean Gene Cordell.
But once it all started with Monica and Kristen. I overheard them in the living room, and they were just gushing about Mean Gene. And I was like, okay, enough about Mean Gene. He is the funniest person in the world.
He is.
If someone says like that person's so funny, is there a jealousy that comes from you if someone's funnier or more good looking, or is there one that trumps the other ones?
Well, I operate assuming everyone's more good looking than me.
I'm in that same camp.
Right. I
Always.
think you and I have a ton of shared things I want to
No,
get
but
into.
also I find you very good looking. And then because of that, you saying that, and maybe you feel the same way, maybe it's a way we think about ourselves. But to me, you're just being kind in saying that. I was like, you obviously know you're more attractive than many of the people. And Monica is shaking. She knows as well. You must look at even a guest that you have on and be like, well, I know I'm more attractive than fucking Schwartz. Or, you know what I mean? Like something like that.
Well, no, hold on. Now, we got to really get into the granular detail here because, Monica and I were just talking about that. Do I look at someone and think their face is more appealing than mine? All the time. And very infrequently will I go like my face. Now I have a confidence and then I have some sexual appeal. I don't know how else to explain that women liked me before I was famous. I don't think it's because of my face. So I do have some weird, probably overconfidence in one area. And this is something I think we share. And I think I isolated it in you the first time you and I danced together.
When did we? I can't wait for this. When did we dance
we're
together?
all scattywampus.
We are so scattywampus, but fuck it. Here we are. We were at Rashida's birthday party, the cereal.
Sure. Well, truly one of the most special things of all time. I have a picture. I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a picture of us in jammies dancing.
Yeah, so Rashida, that's the best concept for a birthday party. You come in pajamas.
Yeah.
And every cereal ever made is on the counter.
What?
And it's a dance party. So there's like a real, there was a DJ, right?
Yeah. And they play 90s hip hop and R&B.
Oh, wow. And you ate cereal and danced?
Yes. And
Dang.
Monica, when I tell you every single cereal was there, like someone went to a Ralph's and fucking bought the whole aisle.
It is an incredible idea because also everybody's dressed kind of silly. So they're not, you're not as self-conscious when you're dancing around people because everybody already looks like it's like a pajama jammy jam type thing.
Oh, it's so special. And then so immediately I said, oh, Ben Schwartz can dance.
Oh.
He's very confident and he's got rhythm. And so I said to myself, oh, this is pretty
Not dance rhythm, like sexual
rhythm. Sexual rhythm.
Oh, really? Off of dancing, you can feel that.
Yes, I can. Absolutely. I know it. You may deny it, but it's the truth. And anyone who has ever seen you dance will probably share my opinion. It's fun. It reframed you. Like I knew you as someone who was really funny and outgoing. Your hair is so enviable. It's so fucking enviable.
My hair when I was coming up was never a thing. And you were one of the first people that pulled me aside and told me how special it was when I got here. You were like, you literally said, I remember, that's so funny because that party was, I mean, it could have been a decade ago. It probably was still when Parks was going on. And you're like, dude, you talked about thickness of hair and you're like, dude, this is
This is your calling card.
You got something here.
And by the way, it might have been that made me feel like, oh my God, if this goes away, is that going to be terrible? Like, because it's gonna sometime go away. But you made a point of it, and only when I moved to LA, I started to notice it more and more. More and more people would come up to me, and men would come up to me, and be like, dude, good for you. Hold on to it as long as you can.
The Boston thing, like, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your dancing gave me a little window into this side of you that I really just wasn't aware of. And then I came to find out, and you'll hate this, but I came to find out everyone at UCB was in love with you. So I wasn't shocked by that. And then so I just
look surprised.
What?
How you cannot be surprised by that.
I don't feel or see that at all. No, think about it. You don't feel or see that at all. When you're at Groundlington, you feel people, like the way that you express that would never in a million years would I have thought that. Never.
But what about the line? Like,
oh yeah, but that's fans coming to laugh. You're talking about people at UCB would come to be like, ooh, look at this guy. I think like, oh, I can make them laugh and they think we're funny. And I think that's why they're coming. I would never in a million years. And I guarantee if you talk to audiences that come to our shows, it won't be like, look at this fucking beautiful Jewish Muppet. Like, it's not like that. It's like, oh, these guys are maybe they'll think, oh, they're kind of cute, but they're fun.
Jewish Muppet.
Yeah. I feel like I look like
I can't believe
Caesar.
that's how you see her. That's insane.
It's so on par with how everyone sees
Well,
themselves.
I was one of those people.
Yeah, she wanted to roll around with you.
Is that true, Monica?
Yes.
Never.
Oh.
You showed no sign of any of that, by the way.
Well, I didn't because I didn't know how to do that. I was scared, but I definitely was there for that reason. And I know many people were.
Yeah.
If not everyone.
Okay. And you're not wrong. So yes, people came to see you laugh and you predictably could make them laugh. But then that also created PQs.
What's PQ? Tell me what a PQ is.
A pussy quiver. So
This is a term we invented.
What you can't see is Dax explaining pussy quiver with like the technical hand movement of being like, yes, that's 400 grams of salt you're going to put, like a measurement of like scientific, whatever.
400 grams.
He literally like put his hand together like, you dumb idiot. Pussy quiver, of course. And so it was a very beautiful moment.
Yeah. So the gals and some of the guys, I guess they're getting AQs, but whatever it is, people are getting cues when they watch it because you go in there and you're like, look at these two goofy sons of bitches. And then something happens where like the confidence is there. And then I think a girl or a woman or a man goes, this person would be really fun. I don't know why I'm theorizing. You could tell us. Is that kind of the, what are the steps?
Is this uncomfortable to talk about, Monica, or no? I see your face feeling maybe it is.
It is, but look, this is what we do here. We pretty much just get uncomfortable quick.
If we're not uncomfortable, the
We're not
episode
having
sucks.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw you, I was going to a convoy show. So Todd was my teacher.
Great teacher. Great group.
Very interested in Todd as well.
Oh my God.
I know. It's a problem. Okay, so
I love it. Maximus Mouse. It's rare she met a teacher
that she wasn't
didn't-
sexually attracted to.
that she didn't have
Yeah.
a PQ from.
Okay, so I was very interested in Todd, my first improv teacher. Also, my first improv teacher. Like, that's a big deal. He's, teaching me the ways.
Introducing you to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I go to a convoy show, which, if people who don't know, is a UCB show with 3 guys, and they're unbelievable. And I got there, and I think Todd was not there, and I was so pissed. That's the reason I went. I was so pissed, and you were standing in.
Oh.
In a
wow.
convoy show? I probably only did that once or twice in my career.
Well,
luck would
I'm in a
have it.
simulation, so of course I caught the one.
As luck would have it.
And you were there, and I was
Hold
like,
on one second, though.
Yeah.
I just want to point out the context. So you're digging yourself out of a hole because
big time.
Todd's not there. I don't even know who Todd
You're
is.
not
but
Todd.
and she's in love with Todd, and Todd's not there, so she's inclined to hate you. Who the
Yeah.
fuck is this guy
Of
filming
course.
for Todd? Okay, let's go.
You appear, and I'm like, oh no, Todd isn't here. Who's this guy? Ugh.
Who's this beautiful Jewish Muppet?
And then you were amazing, and I was like, oh wow, okay. I like this person too.
Oh.
And then I started coming to your shows and learning more about you. And then then I was just fully in. Should I tell him the really embarrassing thing?
I don't know
Yeah.
any of this, Monica. And we've hung out with Laura together.
I
We've hung
know.
out, and
Yeah.
you've never. I guess we haven't hung out that much, but you've always. This is
Played
all
it cool.
This is. I mean, like the fact that the first time you're sharing this is on the most
Yes.
public forum.
Yeah.
For some reason, this is where I'm the most comfortable doing it. It makes no sense.
I just to interject, make it about me. I've met Natalie Portman 20 times. I've never said a damn word to her that she was in my toolbox, the poster of her, and I was in love with her. But the 4 seconds into the interview, I let her have it. This is the
Yeah.
place.
And she's also the coolest person in the universe. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're gorgeous and you're
Exactly.
cool and smart. It's
It's
incredible.
too
I
much.
think she's got money too. Anyways,
I
okay.
think I've heard that. Yeah. So I used to go to shitty jobs. Also, by the way, these shows are at 11 p.m. on
Yes.
the week.
By the way, can I tell you why they're at 11 p.m.? I came from New York and there were no more slots for people. And the shows ended at 10:30 on Sunday, right? Or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so it was Sean Clements, me, and I think it was one other person that were like, hey, we want to do a show. And they go, there are no slots. And I said, what if we invented a slot at 11? And they go, Sunday at 11 p.m.? And I go, let's just try it. And if it does well. But that show was Donald Glover, who's, the biggest music star in the world now. Dominic
He might be the number one source of Monica's PQs.
Oh my God, this is a horrible episode.
This
about
is a
kind of
very
great,
Monica-centric episode, and it's all about cues.
I
It's
think
so many cues.
I know, but I think there's some serendipity happening. Like
Yeah.
that he is Donald Glover's.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably
okay, sorry.
because you saw him in Shitty Jobs be so funny, and then all of a
Exactly.
sudden he creates like art, like actual art through
Yeah.
music, and you're like, you can do,
Exactly.
and he's obviously gorgeous, but it's like he
And
can do
Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Oh.
he's incredible,
Oh.
and then his
Oh.
music is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that group was very special. And they said, all right, try it once or twice. And then like after 2 or 3 shows, we sold out all of our shows. And so then we just invented that slot for LA.
Yeah, and it never didn't sell out ever again. And you had to like be on top of getting the tickets, which of course I was. And but okay, this is really embarrassing. So I would try to sit in a seat.
Oh, I love you so much. I'm so happy you're telling this.
It's fine. Okay, I would try to sit in a seat that was like an aisle seat where I knew that you guys would sit
Oh
when you
my
were
God.
listening to the job interview. And so I could just get like as close proximity wise.
You're brilliant.
As possible.
You're brilliant.
I love it.
I can't believe I just
Isn't
said
And
that
did you-
beautiful? She just shared that with you.
I love that. And by the way, I did maybe that show for 9 years before I stopped doing it. I never would have thought that. But of course, because I would see similar people in the aisles and would say hi to people if they came to the shows. Did I ever say hello to you because you were in the aisle or no?
You should have. Like, hey, you're always sitting here. How weird.
So that means you would have to get there early enough to get the exact seat you wanted.
Of course.
She's very type A.
You're the best.
Straight A student.
I get what I want.
She's very type Q. That's very sweet. I'm happy you said that. That's very, very
So
sweet.
what do we think? Do we think it's probably best you didn't know that stuff? Like, do you think you'd be an asshole if you knew that? Or do you think
It would make me uncomfortable if I knew that. It would make me, because when I see people in the crowd, I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react.
Maybe you'd start trying to strut.
I would want to be nice to those people. Let's say it was a fan that I didn't know, and maybe they're a little bit, I wouldn't want to lead them on in any way, but I would want to be so nice to them because I can't believe that they would go out of it. Like, Monica waited extra time so she could get that seat. And I was like, man, that's what, I mean, in terms of comedy, that's what I would do to like watch a show. I would wait hours for like a cool show. So I like want to like always connect with those people, but without like, not you in particular, Monica, but without giving someone like the feeling like, oh, babe, like, oh, this this yes and is for you or something like that. But I did. There'll be people that come to every show that I'll have a little back and forth with. If I see them in the audience, I'll give them a wave and they'll wave back. Like, because you see the same people come back and forth, and you start realizing that they have a real connection to the show, and it means a lot to them beyond just being. And so you want to like acknowledge that.
Well, I would argue, and this is not in a negative way, but I would say, in some ways, UCB was and is as much of a movement as it is a comedy scene. Like, I think when you're into UCB, it's like being into a band. I think it's more than just the comedy.
Do you know what I think also, on top of that, I think for me, coming up and watching people, the people I'm invested in before anybody else in the world knows who they are. Like, I'm like, oh man, this guy, this woman is so funny. And like, I'm starting to watch her shows all the time. Like, oh my God, she's crushing it now. I'm so invested when that person gets their television show. I'm watching that show. I'm making because I feel like I was there when nobody was there.
It has a punk rock vibe to it more than Groundlings. Like, Groundlings was more like Second City. Like, you could come from out of town. You didn't have to know shit about comedy. You're going to see Melissa McCarthy do an amazing big character, and you're going to love it. But I would say UCB is more like punk rock. And to that point, punk rock wasn't as much about the music per se as it was about that community and scene of people that you felt similar to.
It's very interesting. I definitely felt the community. And then because the idea of community there pushed me to try to do more stuff and try to write. And like, I wanted to try to do everything. And you have people that are supporting you. And like, at a team called Hot Sauce, which is me, Adam Pally, Gil Ozeri, and the three of us. That was some of the best. That was those times I was talking about. Like, I don't know why this comes to mind, but there's something called Cage Match at UCB, which is one improv team goes up, then another improv team goes up, then the audience decides who they like better, and the person comes back. And so nobody cared about me, Adam Pally, and Gil Ozeri, who, if you don't know who it is the funniest person in the world. To me, the actual funniest person in the world.
Funny.
He's your Mean Gene.
He is my Mean Gene. But there's another thing that I talked about with someone that's like, one of my favorite things in the universe is laughing so hard I'm crying with someone. I love that so much. And nobody in the universe can make me do that more than Gil. Like, we'll be on the phone and he just has my number. But we'll do shows, and we won our first Cage Match. And in my head, I could still feel that moment of like when the clock went off and it went black, and then we looked at each other like, oh, like we did a good show, and like there's a chance we're gonna win. But those moments stick out to me so much still. I love those moments, and those are the ones like that, and also like when you hit a milestone, like a Carnegie Hall thing was big because my parents were there and stuff like that. But those early ones, man, I loved that stuff.
Can I propose a theory on why?
I would love to.
Because I think of my own experience in that way. Like, it was all about process then. Like, it was actually about me being on the stage at the Groundlings and a sketch going well, and it was so fun. And I never was like, oh, if the sketch goes well on Sunday, I'm going to have a TV show on Tuesday. That's not how my mind worked.
It wasn't even
just
an option.
No, it was the means and the end all in one. But once you enter into it professionally, you would be naive and a bad steward of your opportunities if you didn't consider what leads to what and where do I want to end up. And then just adopting that kind of robs you a little bit of process.
I think that makes a lot of sense. There's a sociology experiment. I was a psych anthro major in college.
Which I read that today and I was like, how the fuck have we not talked about that you are an anthro major?
Well, also think about your podcast and how much psych plays a part of mental health, and psych is such a big part of your podcast. But yeah, anthro to me, studying other cultures was, I picked the professors that I liked at college, and I just kept taking them over and over again. And those were the two things. But there's a sociology experiment. I know it's not anthropology, but sociology, that was this kid went to a sandbox. Do you know this? It's like a famous one. A kid went to a sandbox and would go every day. I'm assuming this is real. It was a story that was told to us in class. Would go every single day. Loved it. Loved the sandbox. A gentleman went up to him and said, you know what? I see how much fun you're having here. I'll pay you $1 tomorrow if you come and do exactly what you're doing here. And the kid's like, can I do exactly what you're doing? I just have so much fun that you're enjoying yourself. Gives him $1. Every day for the next week or two, he gives him $1. I may be changing the timeline a little bit.
Sure.
And then it's like a Friday or whatever it is. And the kid goes to the sandbox and looks at the guy and puts out his hand for the dollar. And the guy goes, I have no more money, so I can't pay you anymore. And the kid goes, all right, then I'm not going to be in the sandbox.
Oh,
and he stopped
wow.
doing the sandbox. And I loved that thing. And I think there's an aspect of that where it's like, you're right. The second money comes in, it changes the atmosphere stuff. And then you have to be mentally strong enough to remember this is something I enjoy and love. And I think that comes with like when either of us does an indie movie, there's no money in it, but we love the idea of making movies. Or like if you direct a movie and you know that you're going to have to work every minute. Oh, I can curse on that. Sorry. I'm doing press for a Disney movie, so it's hard. I'm not allowed to curse at anything else. But it's like, you know, every minute of your life is going to be taken for the next year. You know what I mean? But you love it, and you're not going to make a lot of money at least for the stuff that I'm like for directing stuff. I know that all my money is going back into the movie. So it's like, you have to love it so much.
Yeah, I think I made whatever the minimum on Hit and Run is you could legally make. And I didn't even pay myself in one of the departments and got in trouble with the guild. Yeah.
Exactly. Literally, exactly. But I think there is something like that where the second you have to think about it as a business and not just, we love doing this so much. Oh my God, we made people laugh. Why don't we write another one? Oh my God, now let's try to make a sketch show. Oh my God, that worked. Now let's try to do an hour long, you know what I mean? Like that stuff.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We get support from Skims. Oh man, do I love Skims. I've been living in the Skims lightweight cotton collection all summer, and I have to tell you, getting dressed has become so easy. I just throw it on. It just feels right immediately, whether I'm grabbing coffee or I'm on the couch all day or I'm out, even going to dinner. The cotton is so lightweight and breathable, which in this heat is a non-negotiable. The cotton jersey t-shirt, I just need everyone to know about this one. This one hugs in all the right places. It's very soft and it still looks and fits the same after months of washing, which is very hard to do, I feel, with t-shirts. I've been wearing the black cotton jersey t-shirt with basically everything all summer long. It goes great with any patterned skirt or shorts or pants. I mean, anything, truly. I believe that's probably my favorite piece from the cotton collection, but they also have great lightweight cotton thongs that are so comfortable and they're cute. That is a very, very hard mix to achieve, especially with undergarments. I feel if you can find some that are cute, but also comfortable and do the job, that is a win. And Skims has really, really figured that out with the lightweight cotton collection. Shop Skims cotton and all of my favorite pieces at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select Armchair Expert in the drop-down menu that follows.
We are supported by Walden University. You know that feeling when you've been thinking about making a move, going after the degree, the promotion, the thing you keep telling yourself you'll get to someday? Walden University is built for that moment. For over 50 years, Walden has helped working professionals get the W, the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to create real change in their careers and communities. Their programs are designed around your life, not the other way around. With Tempo Learning available in select programs, there are no rigid schedules or set weekly deadlines. You move at your own pace. And Walden's faculty aren't just academics. They're practitioners who bring real-world experience into everything they teach. From your first class to career coaching and beyond, Walden is your partner the whole way. Take the first step and learn at a pace that works for you. Visit waldenu.edu. Walden University. Set a course for change. Certified to operate by Chev. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from I've been working on this to here it is, come find me. All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/DAX for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Well, there's a handful of people that I really admire in this business. Nick Kroll comes to mind. Danny McBride comes to mind. A few people that have had clearly options to get paid and then kept pursuing the option of working with who I like and keeping it this little microcosm I love. And I just so admire those guys because I picked money a bunch of times and fucked up because of it. And I wonder what your relationship with money is, because I know you didn't grow up with a boatload of money.
No, my parents grew up in the Southern Bronx. So my production company is called Grand Avenue Films. My dad grew up on 176 in Grand Ave in the Bronx. And then my mom grew up right near there. We grew up middle class. So we grew up in Riverdale. And it's me and my sister who is the biggest fan of this podcast in the universe. Marnie, her name is Marnie Ruling now. And she is when I told her I was doing this, she's like, oh my God. She was so, she is a therapist. She deals with mental health. She deals with all these huge and wonderful issues and it helps people and is a good person and has kids and takes care of it all.
Really quick, Marnie, if you have half the dance moves that Benny has, I would love to join you on a dance floor. And that's a sincere invite.
That's wonderful. You're the
Does
best.
she have half the dance moves you do?
She doesn't dance as much.
Okay.
That's
Marnie, if you ever
really
want
sweet.
to
Thank you, Marnie.
talk about pathologies, that's the door's also open to that.
I've taken us off a tangent. I don't know what I was talking. Oh, and so middle class, it was me, my sister, my dad, my mom. But because they didn't, they had no money growing up. So there's aspects of how we were brought up, learning exactly how to make the ketchup last by putting water in there, putting it on pasta sometimes, all these little things. But we did well, especially considering, my parents shared rooms with all their siblings and all that stuff. So,
But even, by the way, if you did well or you grew up well, they have inherited that. I just remember my grandparents who had lived through the Depression, their relationship with all these things certainly infected my parents. And then that kind of infected me.
Oh, it's work ethic, I think. My parents have worked their butts off. So we had to illegally figure out how to do something with my working papers to make it legal for me to work underage. And we somehow did. So I was working underage. One of my first jobs was I wasn't old enough to be a counselor, so they had to make me as the janitor. So I'd go to this camp and I'd clean up all the broken 40-ounce bottles off the places where the kids would drink. I'd put them in a bag. And then for the second half of the day, I would get to be a counselor and that. So it was slowly, and then I worked at a
Can we
sneaker
just break
store.
down that policy for half a second? I feel like if you're gonna let a minor do anything, chatting with people would be preferred to
as opposed to picking up the dangerous things that could hurt your kid.
And maybe maintaining the plumbing system and stuff. That's a big ask.
But that's always, it's been always my MO is because I always, even in comedy, you see people who are going to be funnier than you. But if I worked harder than other people, maybe I'd have a little bit more opportunity. So always, especially with work for me, at the beginning, I was freelancing just for Letterman at 6 a.m., then go be a page, then go be an intern at UCB so I can get free classes, and then perform and do all this stuff. And I just would never stop because I wanted to do this so badly.
Yeah.
And I knew if I didn't in the first couple of years that I wouldn't be able to. So I just went all, and I kind of stayed. That work ethic in the whole family has stayed with us forever.
But what is your fear level about money? Is it something you obsess about?
I still find myself not spending. I don't spend a lot of money because I never did growing up. It's very rare for me to get expensive things. And I think there's a fear of, I never know when this is going to end. It's going well right now, but who knows? And I have friends that were, we're doing really well and now I haven't worked for a little bit. So it's the fear of failure, I think, drives me quite a bit. But at the beginning, it was I got to make this much or I won't be able to live, to do this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the thing that I had that other people didn't have is that I did have like if things went terrible, I have a source, I have a net just in case.
Well, and Nick was very honest about the fact that he went to school in a limousine
What does that
in
mean?
elementary school. Yeah, well, his dad owns this incredibly like world famous private investigation firm that.
Oh,
like,
right. Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, and what I love is he's not like hiding that. He's like, he would get dropped off in a limousine
It's
at school. He'd be
unbelievable.
super embarrassed.
That is a thing that I had that a lot of people I was doing improv with didn't have, is that if shit hit the fan and I had no money, I could find a way to go back to my parents who had moved from the Bronx now to Westchester, which is around where Nick grew up. And it's like,
Yeah.
I knew that there's friends that I had that if they didn't hit that, then it's like they can't do anything. And I
Right,
knew
yes,
that
yes.
if there's a piece of me that's like, if I totally messed up, even though I would never want to, I could be taken care of and not totally be on the street.
Yeah, Monica, you had that a little bit too.
Yeah, I definitely did. It's a luxury. It really is. Because, I mean, it's a part of the narrative that you don't want to say
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
feels like, oh, it undermines my hard work. But
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And it's true. Like, you can take bigger risks knowing, oh, like, if worst comes to worst, I'll probably get a boost from my parents, or I could always go home.
Or I
Like,
could, that's what it is. I
Mm.
could always go back to where I lived. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So for me,
Yeah.
my parents helped me out for the first year after college, year and a half after college, and then never again did they ever help me out. So after a year and a half, that was it. I was able to make enough to just barely get by and go through.
And what's the exact amount of money you have in the bank now?
Right now, God, zillions of dollars. I don't know if have you heard of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I have.
Maybe you've heard of.
Wait, they're making a sequel, yeah?
they're making a squeakquel of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is it shipwrecked?
It's
Well,
going to be
is it-
chipwrecked. 9 times out of 10, we're
Shipwrecked,
going to be
there we go.
chipwrecked.
Oh.
No, and I did not make big boy money on Sonic. That was like, listen, do you want to be Sonic? And I was like, yeah, whatever you want, yeah. And then did not play my cards correctly on that one at all.
Because you wanted this so bad and you put in so much effort and now you have it. How do you feel? Do you feel
Oh.
content? Do you feel
It's
excited?
a great question to make sure that I'm able to separate my self-worth, not just from the work I do, but the other thing, like, because also you'll do a job and it'll be like you're on cloud 9 and then you'll have a month off and you're writing by yourself and it feels so lonely. So that's a thing that as I've gotten older, that and learning to take breaks, I would never stop working and I would get sick all the time. And now that I've learned to take breaks and stuff like that, so I've learned, as I've gotten a little bit better at this, learned how to whatever. But in terms of like, there are moments when I'm like, oh my God, playing Carnegie Hall, my parents in the audience was an oh my God moment. That's like an insane, oh my God. I'm sure when you guys played Detroit for you, Dax, that must have been like, this is insane.
It was insane because I had gone there as a kid.
Exactly.
And yeah, I never even fantasized I'd be on the stage. And for me, hardest show I could do because everyone I knew from my childhood was there. And I've adopted this persona that allows me to be confident on stage. And I was nervous they could see right through
And
it.
you know what's so funny also that I realized that whenever you play a hometown show, the thing that now I think about, like when like a big artist comes back to LA or whatever, is that's the time when 1,000 people ask you for comps like before you're on stage, you're texting to make sure all your friends, like you're just trying to
Yes.
figure out like all those little things. Cause like you will tour, like when we did Detroit, I didn't know anybody in Detroit. So it's like,
Right.
we're just like doing nothing backstage, Thomas and I, and then like you're on like, oh no, you know what we did? I forget what
Masonic
That's
Temple.
exactly what it is. So we don't need any tech because we just make shit up. So we do tech for 5 minutes. So literally I asked the gentleman who runs the place, I go, can you just give me a tour? He's like, my man, there's like 600 rooms. I go, show me like 100 of them. And so he like, and so we just by myself, I just went around and looked at like, so I'll do like stuff like that.
I want to say, and I even think I said this to you the last time we talked about it, and then I never looked it up, but I want to say that that's where Houdini died.
In the Masonic Temple?
Really?
So Houdini died because he used to do this trick where he'd let anyone from the audience punch him in the stomach. And I think he did that trick in Toronto the night before, and then he was playing in Detroit, and he had ruptured some organ, and then he died there.
Do you know that he's
The next
Jewish, by
day.
the way?
Oh, then I don't want to talk. I don't like him anymore.
Of course. I'm sorry I didn't warn you beforehand. But that's a good question, Monica. I'm happy, but you're right. There's like a perfect example is I was a page for Letterman for 2 years, and I was freelancing jokes for Letterman. And my goal, I had 3 goals when I started. One was to be a guest on Letterman before he stopped. And for some crazy reason, I got booked on Letterman 2 weeks before he was done.
Wow.
And in my head, I've been waiting 10 years. I was one of the first people ever to go from a page who told people where to go to the bathroom to in the seat being interviewed because of the stuff that I had done. And so my dad came to the green room. It was just me and my dad. And I was so excited. And I was like, this is it. And I felt like it was just okay. And I was so bummed because it was something that was in my head for a decade. I really want to do this. I got to do this. And I did it.
I've said this on here before. I never had any aspirations of show business, but I always was preparing to be interviewed by Letterman. I thought about it all through junior high. Every morning when I combed my hair, I was talking to Letterman. I thought about him all day, every day.
Did you do a show?
I did.
And was it amazing?
Oh, it was incredible. And I was looking at him and I was having kind of an out-of-body experience, and I could feel that I was just staring at him smiling. And I actually, for the first time ever, I didn't even care if I did well to the audience. I was just like soaking up this thing.
And I was like, but this is so stupid. And it's everything I built up over 10 years of wanting.
No expectation could have been met.
And by the way, he doesn't know who I am. I know who he is. I saw him every day for my whole life. And then it's like, I get there and in my head, I was like, yeah, we'll talk about how I worked here. And I wrote jokes for you. And I got 25 jokes on the air and like all these fun things. And and I'm sure he's just doing his job. And he was 2 weeks away and he was lovely. And there are moments like people who saw it liked it, but I thought it was going to be, it was so silly of me to think, of course it wasn't going to be like that. I thought it was going to be like explosions and I'm going to play this YouTube clip to myself once a week for the rest of my goddamn life.
Yeah. When you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Just now, as we were talking about it, I did think of one thing that probably set me up to have that experience, which is I had no business being on that show.
Same.
I hadn't been in movies yet.
What were you on for?
What happened was I was on Punk'd, but he had never seen that. I did like 2 guest appearances on Bonnie Hunt's show within probably 5 weeks of themselves. And one, I played a director, and the next time I played a surgeon.
You played 2 different characters?
Yes, just like 3 episodes later. Different names, different occupations. And he asked to have that guy on. So I didn't feel like I belonged there at all. Now, had he had me on to promote Without a Paddle, I probably would have been like, my time to shine. Like, I would have had a shittier approach to it. I was just like, oh my God, he watched 2 episodes of the Bonnie Hunt show and he wants me to come here.
Well, also think about this. He pointed to you and said, I want that guy. So he immediately, before you came out, he's like, I like this guy. He doesn't know who I am. And by the way, he was great and kind and polite. I just expected too much. But he literally was like, this dude, can you book this guy? This guy, the guy who played the surgeon last week and is the fucking archaeologist. Yeah, that guy. Like that. So you already knew going into it that he likes you and finds you funny. So you get to just fucking ride it.
And I don't even know if it was me as much as he just loved the idea that they didn't give a fuck that I was playing 2 different people. Like, I think he loved what was
the
behind.
ridiculousness of it.
Yes.
I love that.
That's all he wanted to talk about. He's like, so you're just on 1 week, and then I turn on, and like 3 weeks later, you're a surgeon. I go, I know. Who cares, right? I guess she's proving who cares.
That's an incredible. I mean, that's a perfect. Was that your first ever talk show?
I was there before. Oh, this is great. I hate to use your interview to say this.
No,
but
I love listening.
Okay, so Punk'd had gotten big. My publicist calls, oh my God, you're going to do Letterman. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Day of, I go, who else is on the show? And he goes, oh man, Jimmy Fallon, Kristana Lokerman, or whoever that woman that was in the Terminator reboot.
Yeah.
She was big at that time. And you. And I go, oh wow. And I go, wait, that's too many guests. He only has 2 guests. And my publicist goes, oh yeah, that is weird. Let me find out what's going on. Calls me back. No, Jimmy Fallon's hosting.
Oh.
Now, we all could say now, like, what an honor.
Right.
And we love him.
Right,
we
right.
love Jimmy Fallon. But at that time, he was just a colleague of mine from the Groundlings. You know, like, I thought I was going to do Letterman. I had the suit. It was day of. And I'm like, oh, you're going to be on this stage, which is cool. But then I came back shortly thereafter and got to sit with him.
You went to Ed Sullivan Theater twice then.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
How do you not remember that when you're telling that story? That's insane.
That's a big part.
That's huge.
That I had gone before.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I guess I wanted to tell you how much I was just staring at Dave and was like so fucking in love.
My
in
guest
Godsmack.
before me was Rachel Maddow, who he loves and who is of course a hero. But she went very long and there were no jokes. So I remember before I got on there, I go, oh, because I'm a huge Larry Sanders fan. And like a bit with Sanders is that he'd always bump Bruno Kirby on Sanders. And because he, and,
Right,
so,
right.
and I'm literally like, this is what's happening to me right before. And maybe this shows how I'm anxious sometimes, but I go, this is it. I did it. He only has 2 weeks left. If I didn't have done it today, I never would have done it because next week is all the superstars, not the little weirdos like me. And then I'm watching Rachel Maddow and they give her another little segment. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get bumped. And I'm talking to my dad. I go, I don't think I'm going to go on. Or if I go on, it's going to be for 3 minutes. So I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? And I was like, oh no. And there's no laughter before either. And I was like, because they're talking like politics. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and it was like a please don't tell me. And they're like, yeah, you go down. I even asked the person, I go, is there enough time? And they go, yeah, there's enough time. You're going to be fine. And so I remember it being a quick interview because of that.
Okay, so I shared that exactly because the guest before me was Tom fucking Cruise.
Oh my God.
And he told some story.
God.
He's trying to tell a story about being in an airplane and his buddy passing out, but he can't get through because he's laughing so hard at his own story. It just went on, and I was same thing. I'm back there watching, going, he is not wrapping this story up. I am fucked. Like they're in their second segment, and it's going forever. Oh my God!
So
what we go through.
Scary and anxiety stuff and stuff now that we're older would not be a thing we think about anymore. Like, oh, we'll get bumped. All right, we'll figure it out.
Right. I'll still be a good person. The people who love me will still love me.
It'll be okay. I think we'll be all right.
Okay, so you, I would say, became very popularized by Parks and Rec. Everyone loves your character that you play on there,
Sean Ralphio.
Sean
Thanks,
Ralphio.
Monica.
But I came to know you because you and Kristen were on House of Lies
Yeah.
together, and then I got to be around you. And I'd argue we had a lot of fun throughout those 4 years. Sometimes you guys would be shooting in Vegas, and we go to Vegas.
But also there would
and-
be like rap parties and you would show up, and I'm not a big party guy. So I remember at rap parties, Dax would be kind of like hanging out by himself and I'd just like talk to you about normal life stuff. Like, because I'm
allergic to rap parties, yeah. They give me so much anxiety.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're a lot. I love crews and stuff like that, and I love talking to them. But then also, it's like so many people, and everybody's yelling that like when I see someone quietly in the corner, I'll just have a conversation with them. And Dax was a great release for that for like 2 of those.
Well, I'll add the layer, which is like on set, everything's groovy. Everyone's acting normal. Like I have all these great relationships with people that I work with every day. And then you get to the rap party and there's this like air of like, well, we may never come back. You never know at the rap party if you're coming back for another season. So there seems to be this motivation to sum up your whole experience together in every conversation you have. And I have like goodbye anxiety. So to me, it's just like, okay, let's summarize this whole experience in the next 4 minutes.
It's also, I want to make sure that I say thank you to everybody, and then I get anxious that I miss somebody, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. But it's always a lovely feeling when you like, someone's like eating tiny tacos in the corner, and I'm like, that's my dude for the next hour. Like,
Oh, that's me, baby. I always find that food, even if I'm not hungry.
heaven to me. Yeah. And then Kristen introduced me to Laura Moses, who I wrote a book with, and then we sold a TV show with, who edits this podcast, who is one of,
right.
I think, just an incredible writer, and now is just kicking butt all over the place. But it's like, it's been awesome to just watch her thrive. She was always talented, and then we did this book together, got published. And then we did a TV, we wrote this pilot together, and then she's, writing television, and she's crushing it. And she, she's like been prepared for this her whole life because she works so hard anyway. And then she's doing her own shows, and she's just such a talent and so great. And I'm really proud of that book, and it was really fun.
And it was shit you should already know about dating. What was it?
It's things you should already know about dating, you fucking idiot. And it's like 100.
There we go. I knew there was a curse word in there.
And we didn't have enough money to hire someone to do illustrations. So Laura did all
I
the
know.
illustrations
It's
in the book.
And they're great.
And they're
awesome.
great. And
Yes.
she's just, I'm happy to talk about how incredible she is and that everybody should hire her because she's just
We have a segment on this show called What Do You Love About Laura? A few people have participated.
Yeah, Natalie.
Justin Timberlake, you.
Oh, I listened to that Timberlake episode, and I met Justin through Laura as well. Like, the nicest guy in the world. And you love to hear him talk and like find out how smart he is, because sometimes you're just watching him dance or act and sing, and then it's like, oh, this dude is brilliant and stuff like that. But I love that like one of the biggest pop stars in the world, or music stars, not pop, and everything now, is like, oh yeah, I'm Laura Moses.
I know.
I was like, oh, there was a great beat once where I do this show for charity called Snow Pants, which Monica's probably been to.
All of them.
Okay, so amazing. So I've raised like a whole bunch of money for mental health in New York, and so I would ask bigger and bigger and bigger people to do it. And one of my favorite parts is when I introduce like, and ladies and gentlemen, blank, and like Blake Griffin comes out, and the crowd is like, what the fuck? And they don't know who's going to come out Because when I was an intern at ASCAT trying to get free classes, when the monologist would come out, when Amy was doing ASCAT, it'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, Alec Baldwin. And UCB crowd would like explode. And I would, as an intern, watch the crowd whenever the person came out. Like Robin Williams came out once. And people, it just exploded their minds. So I loved to give that. So one time I asked Justin if he would do Snow Pants. And he was like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, this is incredible. You're so kind. What about like in 2 weeks? He's like, yeah, I know. I'm in Australia. I was like, all right, you're the biggest pop star in the world. He's like, yeah,
scheduling this is going to be challenging.
Yeah. You're literally touring the world with your music to millions of people. Of course, that date's not going to work. But he was.
I get to do that at every live show. When I bring out Monica, people fucking, they shit themselves. It's the funnest thing of the, I mean, that makes flying to different cities worth it for me.
The best. Oh, that must feel, Monica, that must feel so, especially for someone who's watched and performed comedy for so long, that must be the best.
It is. It's a crazy, I have to sort of disassociate a little bit during that, or I think I'd like probably pass out or have a seizure. So there's a little bit of like some distance, but it is so special. And speaking of monologists, so right before the pandemic, they asked me to do it.
Oh.
And I was like, this is the most insane full circle moment I could. I mean, for me, that's the best. You know, it's such a high. And then everything shut down.
If
so
Monica, I'll say this.
Been able to
I haven't done ASCAT in a long time. If you're the monologist, you can email me and I'll perform in whatever ASCAT you're doing. I will perform in it.
Oh, I love that.
That would be such a fun
I will
thing.
too.
Oh, Dax,
am I invited?
Incredible.
I will too.
Sure.
I'm there too.
We got to get Eugene Cordero.
Oh, fucking
by the way,
Gene.
Mean
Can we
Gene
give
is
it a
going to be
rest?
so many
Oh, he's going to light that fucking stage on
Oh
fire.
my God, there's going to be nothing left. And Monica's going to just be burning to ashes while you're like, why did I let this happen?
So many cues.
Her actual pants are going to catch on fire from the PQ.
It's going to be insane. The quivers are going to be so much that there's going to be friction, and that friction is going to lead to
quivers
flames.
are going to be seismic.
Oh my God.
boy.
It's going to be an earthquake. There's another thing that you brought up that I think that I'm not sure if I talked about, Dax, but there's this funny thing that when you talk about disassociating, it's also remembering when we're on stage, like let's use Chicago Theater for an example, because I know you did it and we did it like almost next to each other because we saw each other's name.
Yeah.
So there's a moment that I think, hopefully you guys can relate to. I'm almost certain you will because we have similar brains in ways, but it's like, you're on stage, a show goes well, you get a standing ovation from 3,600 people, and then you go off, you're leaving the venue, you see all these people really excited, you go one block and nobody gives a fuck anymore. And this is the part that people don't know. Cut to literally after I say that's our show, from that standing ovation, if you cut 35 minutes, it's me in my hotel by myself on Twitter. And by myself, or texting a family member about nonsense, or looking at scores on ESPN, and that's literally. And it's like, it's so funny because in my head, I'd be like, "Oh, these guys are gonna get hammered. They're gonna go." I was like, "No, you have to like." There's a part of me that first 2 times that it happens, it's such a weird high than a low that like, you have to like be like, "All right, this is." I just remind myself, this is real life. This is real. That for a moment in that one block, people really cared about what we were doing. And now nobody cares. I can go downstairs and nobody gives a fuck about what's happening. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been so grateful we've had that experience the last few years because we interviewed a bunch of really, really famous singers. And it sounds so cocky when I compare what we do to what they do. But having had that experience, yes, where it's like the energy of 3,600 people digging your shit. Cut to you in the fucking hotel room going, oh, is room service? No, I guess they're closed.
Yes,
Shit,
and
I should have eaten. They're always closed. And you're always like, okay, well, this crashed fast, this airplane.
It takes 2. It takes 2 of them, and then I'm totally used to it. And you just remember that the special make-believe time is in that theater for that time, and real life is back, you know, like. But it's so funny how quickly it changes, because we bring our own mics, so all I do is put our mics in a backpack, and then we leave. And outside of that block of people leaving the theater, then nobody cares anymore. It doesn't even matter. Even when people drop you off, like if we'll take an Uber to a thing, they're like, where do you want to go? I was like, oh, that thing. Is like, oh, who are you going to see? I was like, oh, we're actually performing today. They're like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, oh yeah, sorry, you can't. Can you drop us off to the side? And they're like, no, this is where we drop people. I was like, I'm sorry, man, but just like to the side. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah. It's got to be one of the most dramatic shifts in reality.
There has to be narcissists who keep that feeling with them throughout that night and the next day and feeling like, but I could never do that. Never.
Well, I think that's where drugs come in. You know, drugs,
That's
you
right.
get back to the room and you feel lonely, and then you can elevate your emotional state to what you just had on stage if you want to prolong it.
That's
you know?
right.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
This episode is brought to you by the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. From the world and creators of The Big Bang Theory comes a new comedy series. Stuart Bloom, comic book store owner and lovable underdog, accidentally breaks a device built by Sheldon and Leonard and kicks off a full-blown multiverse Armageddon. Now, he's on a mission to put reality back together alongside his girlfriend Denise, a geologist named Bert, and physicist Barry Kripke. Along the way, they're running into alternate universe versions of characters you already know and love. Check out the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, now streaming exclusively on HBO Max with new episodes Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Subscription required. This episode is brought to you by ServiceNow. Look, I have my dream job. I get to talk to folks I admire like crazy and ask them virtually any question that I want to. I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. But even dream jobs have some not so dreamy parts, the stuff that gets in the way of the actual work. Now, that's where ServiceNow's AI specialists come in. They don't just tell you what you should do about your busy work. They actually do it, start to finish. Cases closed, requests handled, no extra work for you. So you and your team can focus on what matters most, which for me is, are they obsessed with male bodies on the same level as I am?
They never are.
To learn how to put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com.
Triple shot half calf oat milk 2 pumps extra foam. Your coffee order might be getting a little complicated. Your toothpaste doesn't have to be. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste keeps it simple with a powerful ingredient that works hard for you. Baking soda. That's why it's the #1 dentist recommended baking soda toothpaste. As you brush, the baking soda particles dissolve to help break down plaque and stains for a whiter smile. So your teeth can feel clean, look bright, and make brushing a no-brainer. Try Arm & Hammer toothpaste. Simple, powerful, clean. Living your best life means being extra where it counts and skipping the extra where you don't need it. Like in your cleaning products. That's where 7th Generation comes in. Their bio-based cleaning power delivers a powerful clean with nothing extra in the bottle. Need a dish soap that cuts through the tough grease? A detergent that tackles the worst stains and odors? 7th Generation handles it all without any dyes or artificial fragrances. Real clean doesn't have to come with a long list of add-ons. Upgrade to a powerful clean without anything extra. Look for 7th Generation dish soap and laundry detergent wherever you shop for your cleaning products.
Okay, let's talk about your movie because you've given us a ton of your time already and it's been really fun.
You know what's so funny? Anytime I listen to your podcast and I hear this part, it always makes me feel like you're just trying to get rid of the person. Anytime you go, and it's literally like you'll be talking to a huge star and you'll be like, listen, I know you got to get out of here because, and I was like, it's such a sweet way to try to wrap things up. It makes me so happy.
No. I'm actually, it's not that. I promise it's not that. I have an obligation to you folks who are nice enough to come on the show to sell the thing that you've just worked your ass off
This
on.
is the part we like the least.
Yeah, I'm not trying to wrap it up. I want to make sure that we talk about Flora and Ulysses. I don't want to get rid of you at all.
One of my friends, when he gets off the phone, he goes, okay, I'm gonna let you go. All right. And I was like, what? Do you have to go? I'm fucking doing nothing. Yes, I'd love to talk about Flora and Ulysses. And there's something, I've been filming this limited series for Apple for the past, we're on day 58. So we've been filming since October during the pandemic, getting checked every day. But here, I'll talk about Flora and Ulysses first. Flora and Ulysses is a Disney movie, big old fun Disney movie. And it's based on a book, a guy named Brad Copeland who wrote for Arrested Development and wrote a movie that I did years ago. Wrote the script, Lena Khan directed it. And this little girl plays Flora. Her name is Matilda Lawler. And she is so good. And she was in The Ferryman. The stage play The Ferryman on Broadway before this. And she knew her lines better than everybody. And there are scenes where she has to cry. And better than I could have ever done. They're like, okay, should you take 6 times and every time cry real tears?
Wow.
And I'd be like, how are you doing this? And she's like, I just think of something sad. And I'm like, that's it. You're right. That's how it works. That's great.
It can be demoralizing to work with a
Oh my
talented
God.
kid.
She was incredible. But it's great. It's like a big fun family movie. And a lot of my friends who have kids are like, we need something fun and new that's not a reboot or whatever. So it's really fun. It's about this little girl who finds a superhero type squirrel and her parents are kind of separated. And my character, I play her father, is down on his luck and he's kind of depressed. And through her belief in the squirrel, I find my belief in all these fun things. It's all the Disney tropes that me as someone who loves Disney movies. I love Disney movies.
Does it come out on Disney Plus?
Comes out Disney Plus on February 19th, I think. And it's
February 19th.
Yeah.
We will fact check that. And in the intro, I'll make sure
I can't wait to hear the part afterwards. I can't wait to hear if the fact check, when you guys do the fact check afterwards, is like Monica's like, all right, it was like not the aisle. It was like 2 seats next to the aisle. I
Okay,
can't
so just
wait.
to clarify, I haven't seen
You think you're
every
gonna-
show.
You think you're going to walk it back or
No,
walk it
I'm
forward?
not.
I think in his absence, we might walk it forward.
You're right.
Push it even
That's
harder.
the trend. That seems to be the trend.
There's a show I'm doing now that I think you guys will love also. It's called The After Party. It's Lord and Miller, who are heroes of mine.
Oh, they are so frustratingly talented.
And they're the kindest people in the world. Everybody funny that you guys like is on it. It's Ike Barinholtz.
Oh,
It's
is he great?
Sam Richardson. It's
wow.
Tiffany Haddish. It's
Oh my gosh.
Alana Glazer. Jamie Demetriou, who, if you've ever seen a show called Stath Let's Flats, it's a show from the UK that you guys would love. It's on HBO Max now. He's a genius.
Say it again, the title. I want to
It's
watch
very weird. The guy's name is Stath, Stath. And in England, to let a flat is to rent an apartment. So it's Stath
Yes.
Lets Flats.
it.
It's very, very
okay.
funny. And he's in it and he's amazing. Zoe Chow's in it. And John Early, who I think is one of the funniest people in the universe, is in it. So it's all the funniest people. Chris Miller directed every episode, which never really happens. And it's like a murder mystery.
He directed
Ooh.
every episode.
Yeah, so he's been with us we're on day 60 or 59 is 67 right now. And he's directed every single episode.
And so what the episode I'm in, that's what? How many weeks? Oh, you said
That's
everyone
probably day
funniest,
66, 67.
funniest people in the world.
Well, yeah,
are
obviously 66, 67 is. We need someone to come in with for the
a
past
cleanup hitter.
the past 60 days we've been talking about the funniest joke that's ever happened. And so on day 66 or 67, this person jumps out of a closet and says, "You want to hear this joke?" And then the person says it, we explode. Monica PQs,
Oh my God.
and the show's over.
Oh my God! And I'm that person.
Like, you're that person.
Oh my gosh, this is thrilling. I got a hunch Mean Gene's gonna get. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
recast.
sorry.
I'm gonna imagine. I'm gonna pop out of that closet. I'm gonna say, "Who wants to hear a joke?" And they're gonna go, "No, you got to just throw it away more. It's not. You don't even know it's a joke." It's
You're
just-
going to get fired after the table read. And
That's right. It's
Mean
gonna be
Gene's
tough.
going to show up.
But then Letterman's going to have you on.
He's gonna come out of retirement to have me on. Have you ever been fired after a table read?
No, but my first show, the first series regular I ever booked, which never went on the air, was Mitch Hurwitz's show After Arrested. It was Jim Burrows directing, who's the legend of all multicam.
Jesus.
wow, yeah.
And the best batting average in the history of pilots. He directs this guy. He directed the Cheers pilot.
Friend.
Insane.
Friends. Yeah, everything he directs gets picked up.
Crazy.
Continue.
So Jim Valley and Mitch Hurwitz wrote the pilot, and then it starred Richard Dreyfuss as my dad, Jason Biggs as my brother, Mary Steenburgen as my mom.
You had to be yacht shopping. You're like, I'm going to be making
I was-
$500,000 an episode.
By the way, this is also the experience of the first time I ever, or the only time I ever cried after getting a role, because it was my first one. I moved to LA and I got this TV show, and I'd never gotten a TV show before.
And you had to have loved Arrested Development.
Loved Arrested Development. And in my head, I was like, I did it. I'm going to be able to make enough money for a little bit now to not worry about this for a bit. And I remember Allison Jones, who's maybe the best comedic casting director of all time, I asked her, I said, instead of my agents telling me if I get it or don't get it, can you tell me? Because we made a relationship through this thing. And she's like, I don't really do that, but okay. So she calls me and I'm driving my Honda Civic and she's like, you got it. And her and Ben Harris were on the phone, who's her assistant, who's now a casting
I
associate.
love Ben.
He's amazing. And I couldn't believe it. I started to cry. And I go, I got to call my parents. And they started to get emotional. And I called my dad, and it was a type of cry that I haven't done in so long. It was so guttural, and I couldn't catch my breath. And my dad and mom go, pull over the car. I'm driving like.
Get the Honda on the side of the road.
And so I pull over and just cry because it felt like I was trying so hard to get anything. By the way, the show didn't get picked up, and that was it. But in my
Yeah,
head,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. I'm on a television show. I did it. Now maybe after this, I can do movies. Like, who knows what can happen? I did the step that I could never do. And I gutturally cried. And then while we were making the pilot, I was like, to Jason Biggs, I was like, this is going to go, right? He's like, I don't know. I was like, what?
Yeah. Not his first barbecue.
Yeah.
He knows
And I
how
was
these
like,
things
I
go.
was like, there's a penalty against it. If they don't get it, they have to pay someone money. I've never heard that before. I was like, oh, so they're not going to lose money. He's like, I don't know, cross your fingers. And I was like, because I guess he'd been doing it for so long, and it was my first one. And when it didn't go, I was shocked.
I got fired a couple years ago from a table read. It was, what's the name of the show?
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace. Will and Grace.
The reboot?
Yeah, the one that was just on. Yeah, I did a table read, and then I got, like a few hours later, I got a call. They're going to recast you, and it was a really great moment because that's totally fine. But there was so many stages in my career where that would have been so destructive. I would have been like, oh my God, I'm not funny. But it was maybe the first time in my life, and it's weird. You would think getting like a great job and doing well would be the moment I would accept that, but it was actually getting fired. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm not funny. So there's some reason, but it's not because I'm not funny, and that's fine.
It's also probably because you've directed and produced on the other side to know that like you could sometimes you're just not right for the role.
Yeah. I mean, they just offered it to me, and I went in there, and and then clearly I wasn't right for it.
Right.
So yeah,
That happiness isn't everything. So that Hurwitz thing, Hurwitz called me and said, hey, there's some conversations about maybe them recasting. So let's you and I go over the script one more time. And we did. And I got so nervous that I rehearsed it so much to myself that on the day of filming, my voice was a little bit more hoarse and they wouldn't have known. But I was so nervous that I was going to blow it. And I didn't. And I got to do it. And they really were proud and happy. But he called me and was like, let's you and I go over this dialogue one time. Because it was my first ever thing. So it's like, let's go over the dialogue one more time. And I'm very happy. I still have moments of doubt. I'll be like, you know what? I think I have the ability to be funny, but I'll be like, oh, that person doesn't think I'm funny. That's a bummer. Maybe I'm not that great. Yeah, I'll still have that. You're able to stay centered in that. I'll know that I can get on stage, but like if I have a bad show, sometimes I'll be like, oh man, what's going on?
Well, I'm 6 years older than you, and this only happened to me like 3 years ago. So, maybe you're dead on schedule to finally go.
And kids.
Yeah, kids are huge.
Oh yeah,
kids
I'm
are
sure.
huge.
Kids will be great.
Once you start defining yourself as a dad, number one, like every other thing kind of gets like
Kristen said that.
downsized.
Kristen literally, when we were doing House of Lies, we were talking about stuff. She had her first kid, and like something happened on set, and she's like, "Doesn't matter." And I go, "What do you mean?" She's like, "None of this. None of this matters." She was one of the most prepared, and she took care of all of us. She was incredible. She was one of the most inspiring people to work with because she'd work with us, then she'd freaking do charity work. And then she had 2 kids while filming. So it's it was bananas.
Yeah.
But she had a moment where she's like, hey man, when kids come in, the weight of the little stuff is just, it doesn't have the weight anymore because I get to go home to my kid. It was 1 kid at the time. And I'm sure you feel the same exact way.
Well, yeah, it's an identity thing that can't be taken away from you. Whereas our job is something, if our identity is I'm a working actor or I'm a comedian or blah, 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 and you don't ever perform that thing, then you got to question whether you can really say that's your identity. So it always feels like it's vulnerable to being taken away from you.
Do you remember the first time you called yourself an actor or a writer? For me, people said, do you write? And I didn't say it until I got a joke on Letterman, until I got paid money. So I had been freelancing for like 6 months for Letterman, didn't get a joke on. They would say, are you a writer? And I would say, not yet, because I hadn't gotten paid. Even though, by the way, you of course can be a writer. You could write all day and you're a writer, but my stupid mental state was like, I had to wait. Do you remember that moment? Because it was a proud moment for me when I was like, now I'm a writer or now I'm a blank.
Yeah, I sold a feature and I was like, my God,
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a writer. And I'm assuming for you, and I was going to bring up your writing last, is for you, how does that compare? For me, the thing I take the very most pride in is being a writer.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that's because there's not as much of a spotlight on it or no?
No, the work is so much harder. It's so like
so much harder.
It's something that you deserve to feel proud of. Me fucking around on a set and making people laugh, I would do that for free. It's fun. I'm getting rewarded in real time. It's instantly gratifying. Sitting in a fucking room for 3 months, getting network notes, getting studio notes, going back, opening it up, re-breaking it. When I finish something like that, I'm like, that's something to feel pride of.
What I used to do, I don't do it anymore, is whenever I finished a script, I would print it and hold it in my hands.
Yes.
And be like, and look how big it was. And be like, I wrote this. I created a fucking world.
Well, Benny, I love you. I've had so much fun hanging out with you over the, I guess it's been a decade now. And
Crazy.
Monica, as we know, loves you.
Monica,
source
I
of many
can't believe
PQs.
how kind you are, and you've never said a thing.
Well, I play it cool.
Played it very
Yeah.
cool. You told me to go fuck
Thank
myself
you.
when I first met you.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my thing.
You literally said, go fuck yourself. This is my section. I sit here. Get away from where I sit. There's a tiny, beautiful fact that because of quarantine, I haven't been able to hug almost anybody. And we had a dinner, me and Josh had a dinner at your house, Dax. You're the second person I hugged in 8 months. And it felt so good to hug somebody that I remember that hug because I like hugging people and having a connection with people. And we've all been stripped of that. And we all got tests. We all did like all these tests so we could hang out and have dinner together.
Yep. There were dogs invited. I don't know if Joshy's dog had been tested, but he came along.
I know.
I would feel absolutely amoral if we didn't take 2 seconds to talk about Josh Lawson.
Oh, God. One of the funniest people in the universe.
You know how you said your buddy's got your number? Fucking Josh has my number in such a profound way. I find him so goddamn amusing. Josh Lawson, he should be the biggest star in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so funny and so talented. And also, he directs and writes films that are incredible.
They're incredible. And I want to tell the funniest, quickest Josh
I
Lawson
can't wait.
story.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were there. This was the greatest. We played this game, Celebrity, right? So Celebrity in a nutshell, you've got 20 people over. Everyone writes 3 famous people's names. They put them in a hat. And then there's teams. You get up. In the first round, you can go, he stared at a volleyball on an island.
Wilson.
Tom Hanks.
Got it.
Yeah, you got it. And then the next round, you can only say one word. So everyone's kind of paying attention. And so the next time I'd go volleyball. And
Tom
people would
Hanks.
remember Tom Hanks.
Right.
And then the third round is charades. Okay, so this came out so perfectly, it was impossible. I put Josh's name in there as one of the celebrities, Josh Lawson. So some guy is about to give the many clues, first round, and he pulls the piece of paper out of the hat and he looks at it and he goes, I don't know who this is. And Josh, as a joke, says, Josh Lawson. And he goes, yeah. How did you know? Who's that? How did you know that? Who's that? And I who did it to fuck with Josh, am like so thrilled with how this is unraveling because all of a sudden I did not anticipate Josh was going to yell his own name.
Of course.
So then the next round, Josh pulls his own name and he can only say one word and he goes, icon. And I just screamed with...
Did someone guess it correct?
I did, of course. And I was just screaming, laughing. I just kept thinking, this joke keeps just somehow giving back to us in the most profound way. The fact that then he got it and he said icon. Oh my God, was it fucking...
Can I plug something else about Josh? He's an incredible poet.
Oh, yeah, he has. I have his book of poetry on my desk.
It's unbelievable. He's
published
so
a book of
talented.
poetry.
And the first time he told me that he wrote poetry, I was like,
You're nervous.
cool. Like, that's
Nervous.
really a fun hobby. And then he sent me a poem and I was like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. So buy his poetry.
Also, incredible body.
Oh, beautiful
Yes,
physique.
yeah.
Beautiful physique.
Really treats his body well.
He is so funny. He, out of all of us, was the funniest person on that set. He was just so funny and could do bits like crazy, yes and anything, and made this character as incredible. If he got his role in a movie that people got to see how funny he was, he would be one of the biggest movie stars in the universe.
Yes. He's probably, if I had to pick my most favorite underrated comedian, that's Josh Lawson.
He's incredible.
The greatest.
I love that we talked about him because he deserves it. He's amazing.
Yeah. Now, Cheadle, not so good. His acting, I don't know. Yeah, Don Cheadle.
Talking about War Machine?
No,
Yeah.
of course, the fact that you guys were all led by Cheadle, I mean, come on.
It's insane. We get to literally learn every day. One of the
Yeah.
best actors of all time. Like,
Of all time.
Factually, yeah.
Well, man, I love you. Everyone should watch Flora and Ulysses, and they should also watch...
Oh, The After Party. I don't know when it comes out. Oh, Middleditch and Schwartz. That's a big one because nobody knows that we have these improv specials on Netflix. We have 3 improv specials on Netflix called Middleditch and Schwartz. That would be huge because your audience loves comedy. So if you get bored, it's 3 long-form improv specials. And we didn't get to really publicize them when they came out. So they're new to you, maybe?
Well, I think also we had Thomas Middleditch on at a live show. He's one of our favorite guests we ever had.
He's the
I'm
best.
a huge, huge fan of his. I think he's so uniquely bizarre in the most
And you guys
sexy way.
have the best rapport. Like, you guys are so good together.
He's really funny. We lucked out. We'll see if we ever get to tour again. Do you know when you guys are going out again or no?
No idea.
Can't get there quick enough.
Wherever it is.
Monica and I are constantly like, we haven't had a hamburger from another city in a
Oh,
year, and we're gonna
That's my
die.
thing. Cheeseburger, fries, ginger ale. Any city I go to, that's what I do.
Yeah, this is what we look forward to most. We like look up the best hamburger and wherever we're at when we go get it.
I love you guys. I'm so appreciative that you had me. This has been a blast. You guys are the best.
So happy to have
Love you, Benny.
Love you guys. I'll talk to you
Bye.
Bye.
soon. Bye.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman.
With the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One, you earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. And you get big purchasing power, so your business can spend more and earn more.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the fact check.
Ben Schwartz.
Benjamin Schwartzman.
That was a really fun episode. He got to learn a lot about my obsession with him.
That was thrilling. I bet people really enjoyed hearing about one of your big crushes and the things you did.
I hope so. It was pretty embarrassing, but it's the truth. It's what I did.
Did you feel embarrassed by it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But not so much that I wish I hadn't told him or anything. I think it's fine. Maybe interesting to him, maybe. I don't know. Or I hope it didn't make him uncomfortable.
No guy's ever been made uncomfortable to find out some girl liked them. Also, don't you think you'd be more embarrassed if you still felt that way and you were still like working the front desk, like all these weird status elements?
Well, it would definitely feel different if I still felt obsessed with him. I probably would not be able to say it if I was in the throes.
Right, true. Still wrestling with it.
Also, I didn't say and should have definitely said, his girlfriend, Georgia, is so lovely. She's so lovely. I have had many a conversation with her.
Well, how do you know her?
She's really good friends with Laura,
Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
obviously, because Ben is really good friends with Laura.
Oh, sure.
And so I've done things with her and Laura, and she's so sweet and awesome. She's a great actress. She was in Vice Principals.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. Is she English?
Yeah.
Oh, she
no,
is?
is it English or Australian?
Oh, okay, but she's one of the two.
Yeah, she has an accent.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, she's really cool.
She sure doesn't have an accent when she does these American shows.
No, it's so impressive.
Undetectable. Cannot be detected.
When we were watching a tiny bit of the Golden Globes.
Holy smokes.
Well, that was a... Well, first, I think Amy and Tina did a great job.
Yes. Especially all things considered.
They had an impossible task.
They did the impossible.
Yeah, and they were still funny despite the craziness of Zoom and being
my
in
God.
different locations. And oh my gosh.
It was so weird too. And again, they did the very best they could, but just like starting the show going like, look, the HPAF or whatever suck. They suck.
Yeah.
They've nominated shitty movies and they got no black members and they suck. But let's continue with their award show.
Exactly.
It's so weird.
I wonder if they had to get that approved. They couldn't have.
Well, they all came out and made an apology. Like, so
Yeah.
they definitely, it's just so weird. Like, look,
Yeah.
this award show sucks. They nominated really terrible movies and there's no black members.
Yeah.
And shockingly, there's no black, but
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah. I know.
I've never seen anything like that. Like, what if Pat Sajak came out and he said, listen, Wheel of Fortune sucks and it's racist and the people don't even win the money. Let's spin that wheel.
I know. It's true.
It's
true.
wild. And then the tech difficulties.
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Eee.
Holy technical
It was feeling like a
difficulties.
sketch.
It really felt like a sketch. Not singling out anyone in particular. Of course, everyone was beautiful and wonderful, but it really just smashed the allure of the Hollywood elegance. I mean, everyone looked like bozos on their fucking laptop computers, as we all look
Yeah.
like bozos. I guess they did what this show tries to do. They're just humans sitting on their couch. Yeah.
Some people were like all glam. Some people were not all glam.
my God.
Like they
I do want to single out one person because he's my favorite and we're friends and I think he's so phenomenally talented, Jeff Daniels. That was my favorite. He's clearly on location doing a low budget movie and he's in like a very inexpensive hotel room and he's just in a He's just in a flannel shirt sitting on the bed. And you can tell the comforter has been thrown over some items. You know, there's
Yeah.
lumps in it. So it's like, I think it was last minute, like, oh shit, I can see my t-shirts and stuff over here. I'm going to throw. So to have him in a frame with other people that were like in cocktail wear and lit
Yeah.
was amazing.
It was. Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord.
It was funny, but I also was thinking, man, people have done a really good job of trying hard to keep things moving. Like
That's
during
a
all
pretty
this.
way to look at it. I like that. I was mostly thinking, what a fucking shitty year to win.
Yeah.
Like all these people who have been, you know, aimed at that and really wanted that, and then they get that and they got to make a speech from their fucking hotel room.
Yeah.
And the tech sucks. No one's there. None of their peers are there. It's just what a bummer of a win.
I know. Well, that's what, circling back, what I was going to say is Daniel Kaluuya won, and he was giving a speech, and he has an accent,
Thick.
very thick, and you just never hear it. You never hear it when he's doing his.
He's a boss. I like that guy.
Me too.
Mm.
I would sit in a specific seat to sit next to him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay, Ben. So, did Houdini die in the Masonic Temple? I'm going to read you a little bit about Houdini's
Harold Houdini?
dad. Yes.
Who did? It's a real Houdinit.
Oh, wow. That was good. I've never heard that before. Okay,
Well, you know you'll hear it again.
I hope
Now that
so.
I know you like it. Maybe even a few more times in this next half hour.
Oh my gosh, fingers crossed. Well, he died of a ruptured appendix.
Mm-hmm.
This is history.com. Very trusted brand.
Incredibly trusted. We've
It
come
says-
to depend on it. Not unlike the Bone Report.
Yeah, from last
Yorker,
episode.
yeah.
Also, I'm still in Los Angeles.
Mm.
Truth be told, we're recording this 5 minutes after we recorded the last one.
Oh, man.
I know, I told people. Well, I'm busting the illusion just like the
Oh,
Hollywood
my God. This is
Foreign
the
Press.
Golden Globes
Yeah.
of...
Okay, the strange series of events that led to Houdini's demise had kicked off several weeks earlier on October 11th, 1926, while being shackled into his Chinese water torture cell during a performance in Albany, New York. The conjurer was struck on the leg by a piece of faulty equipment. He hobbled his way through the rest of the show, but was later found to have sustained a fractured left ankle. Against doctors' orders, Houdini continued his tour and traveled to Montreal, where he gave a lecture at McGill University. Just a few days later, on October 22nd, he invited some McGill students to visit him in his dressing room at the Princess Theater.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Maybe problematic.
Maybe. The magician's sore ankle was still bothering him, so he plopped down on a couch while the group chatted. At some point, a student named J. Gordon Whitehead arrived and asked Houdini if it was true that he could resist hard punches to the abdomen.
Yep. Here we go.
A claim the magician had supposedly made in public. According to witness Sam Smilovitz,
Ooh, Smilovitz.
when Houdini said the rumors were true, Whitehead abruptly delivered 4 or 5 terribly forcible, deliberate, well-directed blows to his stomach.
Yeah, he wasn't prepared.
Uh-oh. Houdini was still reclined on the couch and had no time to prepare for the punches, which appeared to leave him in considerable pain. Houdini brushed off the incident at the time, but that same evening he began to complain of discomfort and stomach cramps. Oh no.
Okay.
His condition only worsened the next day when he boarded an overnight train to Detroit for a new run of performances. The magician developed severe abdominal pain, cold sweats, and fatigue, and his temperature rose to 104 degrees. A doctor suspected appendicitis and instructed Houdini to go to the hospital, but the performer insisted on taking the stage for his opening night show at the Garrick Theater.
Oh, the Garrick Theater.
He proceeded to struggle through his routine before collapsing immediately after the final curtain. Ooh, that is...
So I got that damn close to right. Mm-hmm. Just not the Masonic Temple.
Yeah.
There's a lot in there. What kind of bozo pummels someone in the...
Exactly.
I mean, what a bozo.
Yeah.
Also, why have 5 dudes to your room from college? I don't know.
Well,
that's weird.
I know.
It
But
doesn't
maybe
make
they, you know, like
sense.
after Broadway shows, people come visit you. Like,
Well, but this was later. He invited them later to his, right?
yeah.
And then the outcome is why it's weird. You don't have 5 frat dudes come to your thing because they'll pummel you in the stomach without any warning. And then because you're a man and you're supposed to be able to take all these punches to the stomach, you're not going to be fully admitting of how injured you are.
Ugh,
So, geez Louise.
the ego.
The thought of all the insane, life-threatening things that he navigated. To die because some
I know.
knucklehead
Punched him in the stomach. Oh my God.
What a bozo
Also,
ending.
Why would that guy, who gets joy out of that, of punching someone in the stomach?
I know the psychology of these frat guys. So
We don't know he was a frat guy.
hold on, he was a frat.
Okay.
Who punchy Delta.
Oh.
So everyone wants their own fame and notoriety. And so this bozo met Houdini and he knew, if I slug Houdini in the stomach, now I have a story. Now I have something to say
Yeah.
that's important. And I don't have my own notoriety, but I'm going to draft on this guy's by slugging him several times in the stomach as he's on a chair. This is people's
It's just
desire
such a sad
to
way
be.
to feel good about yourself. Like if you have to punch someone in the stomach to feel good about yourself,
Cool story, Mike.
yeah, you killed him. Great. Thanks.
I wonder if that guy ever got tried for manslaughter or anything.
I wonder. I started a book last night. This is a departure, but just
Okay.
reminded me
Sayonara, Houdini.
of jail, called Know My Name. And it's the memoir of the girl who got sexually assaulted at Stanford and was like left behind that dumpster.
Yes, I have this book. This is in the Malcolm Gladwell book.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Yeah, I started it last night and oof. Because she was known as like Emily Doe for a really long time and no one knew her name. But then she wrote this memoir and was like owning herself, and it's a lot. I mean, I just started it, so I'm not that far in, but whew, man, really gets into the psychology of getting taken advantage of. It's sad. Okay, does Flora and Ulysses come out on February 19th? Yes.
Okay,
That
great.
was a while ago, so please
Go
watch
back in
it.
time.
Yes.
Kick Brad Pitt and Monica's grandma out of the time machine. Get in it.
They've been occupying it for a while, so it's
Yeah.
time for someone else to join in.
Yeah, they've had their fun in the sun.
Yeah. What is the name of Josh Lawson's book of poetry?
Josh Lawson.
Joshy's poetry book is called Struggling Heartist, and you can get it on Kindle or Amazon. I think. Oh, that was a story. He did a reading of one of the poems that I really loved, but I think it was I would play it, but I think it was a story. So it's gone.
Oh, on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, is it a story he told
Oh,
you,
sorry,
but he
that was
performed
confusing.
it?
That
Yeah,
was very
okay. So it was an IG story.
Yeah.
I say IG because I'm
Cool.
incredibly IRL.
Wow.
I am.
What else do you know? What's I am? Are you just saying I am?
In real life, I am.
Oh, wow.
IRL, I am.
Oh, my God.
Also sounds like Will I am, but I am not Will.
Oh my
unfortunately.
God. Wow. You're like rapping.
Oh
Ding,
my
ding, ding. You're
God.
making a poem.
Oh.
Good job.
Thank you.
Ben was fun. It's another kind of weird full circle was a weird full circle moment for me. I remember Anthony was over. This was a couple of years ago, maybe. Anthony was over at my house, and Laura and Ben were coming back from something, going to Laura's apartment when we both used to live in the same apartment building. And they stopped in, and after they left, Anthony was like, Monica, like, think about that. Think about what just happened. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Yeah, and after Amy's episode, one of my best friends from UCB, we did 101 together and like the whole thing, and we're on teams together. He IG'd me.
IGDM?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
He IGDM'd me and said, imagine UCB 101 Monica hearing about this. Makes my heart warm. And I liked that.
UCB 101 Monica. I'm going to commit that to memory.
As a new
Consider that committed.
new Nikki name?
When I think there's like some moment where, this type of moment,
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll say, what do you think UCB 101 Monica would,
She'd be
Piddle in her pants, probably.
Yeah, she
Pants?
wouldn't be able to believe it.
Pants would be full of piddle.
That's it for Ben.
That's it for Ben?
Yeah.
Well, we love Ben. He's a fucking good time. You can't have anything less than a great time around Ben.
Yeah.
We don't call him Benny, though. Or does Kristen?
Kristen does, yeah.
Kristen calls him Benny. Okay, I stand corrected. Nice real-time fact check. Well, I love you. I love Benny. I love UCB 101 Monica.
I love all those people too, and you.
Oh, thank you.
Alrighty. Goodbye.
Night-night.